The date of the hearings on the value of a case has not yet been set, although exactly a week has passed since the announced completion of the Ruzeta investigation, because, it is impossible to agree on the presence of at least 3 members of the Ruzeta Disciplinary Anti-Doping Committee at the hearings. Initially, the decision on the doping case of Kamila Valieva was expected by August at the latest. Then the deadlines began to shift. The latest official information for today sounds like this: the investigation has ended, the hearings will be held in late September or early October. This means that Kamila will definitely have time to take part in the test skates in Moscow, but the Ruzeta verdict will most likely be known before the start of the Russian Grand Prix. The closer the date of the hearing, the more rumors around the court's decision. American journalist Dave Lease said that Kamila's B sample from the Russian Championship also gave a positive result. It's worth saying right away that there is nothing sensational about this. The analysis is divided into 2 parts by default. A discrepancy in the results of the samples could only mean a glaring mistake of the laboratory, which very rare these days. Kamila herself seems to have abstracted as much as possible from what is happening around her. In the off-season, the skater trained, rested and skated at shows in Sochi. About the new short program Valieva, probably, it became known almost before everyone else, Interstellar. The situation around Valieva may affect the entire Russian national figure skating team. Recall that student Atari Tutberidze passed a positive doping test for trimetazidine on December 25 during the Russian Championship, but the Swedish laboratory did not analyze her test for a long time, despite Ruzeta's request for an expedited review due to the status of the athlete. As a result, the story with a positive doping test surfaced already during the Olympic Games in Beijing, when Valieva skated both the short and free programs in the team championship, winning both. The Russian team took a confident first place, after which there was evidence of a positive doping test. Ruzeta immediately suspended Valieva from participating in individual competitions. However, at an emergency meeting, the Disciplinary Anti-Doping Committee, following the results of an appeal by the Russian side, returned the opportunity to compete for Tutberidze's award. However, all this confusion, of course, affected the condition of the young athlete, and she failed in personal competitions. Valieva was the undisputed favorite of the figure skaters tournament, but she failed the free program and was able to rise only to the 4th line, being left without a personal medal. Now she can lose the gold of the team tournament. If, following the results of the hearings, it is revealed that the Russian woman is guilty of doping, she will be disqualified, and the national team will most likely lose the award for the team tournament. Interestingly, because of that history, the International Olympic Committee has not yet held an awards ceremony for the Beijing 2022 team tournament. And if Valieva got on the podium in individual competitions, then the awards would not be presented there either, waiting for the final decision. The side of the skater, filing an appeal, argued that trimetazidine was prescribed to grandfather Valieva, with whom she spends a lot of time. In particular, it is he who often takes the Russian champion to training. It is alleged that due to close contact, the substance could enter the body of a star athlete by accident or by mistake. At the same time, the world community does not really believe in such a version, and the participants of the team tournament from other teams periodically start talking in their social networks about the expectation that Russia will be deprived of medals for the team player. At the same time, the incident itself caused the main scandal of the Olympics, and Atari Tutberidze turned out to be at the center of it, which even IOC President Thomas Bach accused of the incident in plain text. And here is how the head of Ruzeta Veronika Lajanova commented on the situation. How much do you personally believe that the Valieva case will end successfully for all parties? I think that this will end normally for all parties when we can confidently say that all the rules and requirements have been met. Because for each case, for each specific condition, there are rules and standards that say what the sanction should be and whether it should be in the trailer. I think that the disciplinary committee will confidently rely on the rules in this situation and international standards. But only after the hearings, this story is unlikely to end, because whatever the verdict is, it will definitely be challenged, either by Valieva, or by WADA and the IOC. Russian figure skater Diana Davis, performing in ice dancing in a duet with Gleb Smolkin, showed an excerpt from their new free dance. Choreographers, Benoit Richaud, Elena Novak, Alexei Kilyakov. Musical arrangement, Cedric Tour, wrote Davis. Russian figure skater, Olympic champion of the 2022 Games Anna Shcherbakova started training after undergoing surgery. Before that, the athlete had problems with her knee. Now she has published a video from Krustelny on her networks, showing part of the workout. Note that Shcherbakova will miss the upcoming test skates of the national team, which will take place on September 24th and 25th. So far, the athlete's plans for the upcoming season remain unknown. Yevgeny Plushenko spoke about the fact that the American figure skater Ilya Malinin was the first in history to perform a quadruple axel at a competition. The quad axel is the future of figure skating. I said 15 years ago that skaters will learn all quadruple jumps and start jumping 4.5 turns. And the girls will also perform quadruple axels. Sasha Trusova has already completed 5 quadruple jumps at the Beijing Olympics. And many girls are now working on quadruple jumps and are already doing them. So they will definitely get to the quadruple axels too. This is a normal trend, everything is moving forward. Now we have good equipment, good quality ice, good conditions for training. Ilya Malinin was the first, and we are happy for him. But our skaters are also very close to this result, said Plushenko. Artur Dmitriev repeatedly jumped in training, performed a quadruple axel. True, with a slight under-rotation, but there were very cool attempts. User Ohanu tried to perform a quadruple axel in competitions, but also failed. Close to the execution of this element was the Japanese figure skater Shoma Uno. And here Ilya Malinin was the first among all the quadruple axel to perform brilliantly at international competitions. We are all very happy for him. He is from a dynasty of figure skaters. I know his parents Tanya and Roma very well, we participated in competitions together. They started training in Russia, then they competed for Uzbekistan as single skaters, the ex-skater added.